Welcome everybody, and we are at the 66th show. Who knew I had so much to say? Anyway, so the 66th show is going to have to do with, exactly, we're going to talk about the 666. 666 all over your lives. So here we're going to find out where the 666 comes from. It comes from your Kabbalah. All right, this all starts all the way down here with your this is the flower of life, okay, and it is created using 19 circles, but there are 6 circles in a circle and 6 circles in a 6 circle, and your first circle doesn't count because that is supposed to represent God as well as consciousness. And if we know anything about that, they have some sort of reason for that. It's because God, being perfect, needed to withdraw to a hidden empty place, which is something they created so as to give themselves an excuse to pull out this 666 out of this. All right, so we know this all starts with magic. Your 33 is hidden inside of the seed of life right here. But let's go back to our ox over here. The word ox, all right, is created with the word O, the letter O and the letter X, okay, and it's this guy. All right, so the letter O, once reduced, because it's the 15th letter of the alphabet, becomes a 6, and the X, being the 24th letter of the alphabet, becomes a 6. That's not a coincidence, because they wanted this nonsense so as to represent the Kabbalah. Because once you start going inside here, what do you have inside the Kabbalah? 2 cubes, all right? And a cube has 6 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your 66. There's going to be a reason why there's 66. That's going to come later, probably in the next episode. But this is it. This is the house. The house, because we have Bet and we have the ox here. The ox here is representative of Aleph. Okay, Aleph is the ox and Beth is the house. All right, so Aleph is the first letter of the alphabet. It also represents, also has a duality and what it means. Aleph, Lord, and it's associated to the number 1, and it's associated to the circle. Therefore, this is your Lord, which is the ox. Okay, we all saw that before, but there is a lot of numbers, and inside of Witchcraft, anything goes because you can play as you want. And here I had told you that there was 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and this is your 33, and it's your master number. But lo and behold, they also have another way of counting their nonsense, and it goes right here. So this is your first Sephiroth, your second and your third, and that's, you add it up. 1 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. Look at that. And after that, when you add your 4 plus 5 plus 6, that equals 15, and that is also a 6. And then you go from your 7, 8, 9, which equals 24, equals a 6. So you do have 666 inside of this, okay, but it has to go through its transformation and become a tree, and then from there on we can find our 666. We went full circle. Are you dizzy yet? Anyway, so this also has to do with, you can create this nonsense, okay, which we have on our television set, which is Fox News. So the 6th letter of the alphabet is 6, the 15th letter is O, and the 24th letter is X. All right, so Fox News, no accident. That has to do with magic, has to do with channeling, that has to do with broadcasting, casting spells. All right, so we still live in a magical world. All right, so we're going to go back to the World Economic Forum, where they actually kind of being a little bit obvious here, but for the uninitiated, okay, they will see an arc passing through the O's. But since we are a little more educated and smart, we kind of see a 6 and a 6 and a 6. But, you know, they're going to turn around and say, it's a coincidence, right? It's a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, since we know that it's the 15th letter of the alphabet, and the 15th letter of the alphabet is O, and 15 is 1 plus 5 equals 6. So that confirms 666. And we're going to go back to our friend here, which I just want you to notice on this picture here. What do we have here? We have an ox and a cow, and we have a cross. Where does that come from? Well, we've seen it before, and this you think you know. I think you recognize this. A radiant circle, which was God Himself. Okay, so radiant has to do with a circle. even it's a phonetic duality, all right? You have your one and only, because it has one side only. A circle has only one side, so it's your one and only God, and he has no beginning, no end, and he's infinite. That has to do with pi. So boo, boo, boo. Okay, we can see through you. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I want to see you this here, because this is the same thing than the witchcraft we see over here. This is your Aleph Tav, okay? This is the beginning of the Hebrew alphabet, the Paleo-Hebrew alphabet, and this is the end of the Paleo-Hebrew alphabet. And this is, as I explained, this is also the Lord, because it has to do with the ox and the first letter of the alphabet, which is Aleph. And he's on the cross, and this is the beginning of the alphabet and the last of the alphabet. That's why he said, I am the beginning and I'm the end. And then that's basically why, and that's the inspiration for the story itself. All right? As you can see, this is that. But that's not this. They created a whole cult with this. So where was I? I went through all this. We went through the economic form. Yeah. And yeah, so here we have another 666, okay, which has to do with the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is Vav, which also, if we go all the way over here, if we can see right here, it says Vav, it's the number 6, and it means nail, to pin or hook. Guess what? 1, 2, 3. How many nails in this guy? 1, 2, 3. He had 3 nails, and that's your 666. Sorry. He was created out of the nonsense that is magic and witchcraft. All right? Vav here, okay, which is the sixth in the Hebrew, has a meaning of the number for man. Well, okay, because it's carbon, I guess. And is used for both the letter W and V. All right? So when you go on the World Wide Web, from our friend Bill, all right, who also is into vaccination, we'll get into that in a little bit here, you will see 666 if you understand the duality. World Wide Web. Bill, what are you doing? Anyway, so at the end of all this, Bill here was really into what? Oh, can I hear it? Can I hear it? Oh, vaccination. He wanted to vaccinate everybody. And if we go into our Hebrew, or whatchamacallit, this is a gematria, okay? And you put in vaccination, guess what pops out? 666. I think Bill has a little bit something to explain here, because there's a secret I'm going to reveal at the end what this means, this 666, all right? But our first whatchamacallit, floating bug there was a corona, and the word corona, when you put it all together, the 6 letters plus the 66 that it adds up to was your 666. So no coincidence, no coincidence, no coincidence, no coincidence, no coincidence, no coincidence. It's all verbal Sudoku with numbers, geometry, phonetic dualities, and words, okay? So where am I going with this? Okay, you can also see here that you have magic inside there, but I'm not there yet. Okay, so you have your Star of David, okay, which has its 6 points, its 6-sided hexagon, and 6 triangles. So that is your 666. But what does it really mean? Okay, they're going to say, oh, it's the number of the beast. Now forget, it's not the number of the beast. It also has to do with this. It all has to do with vaccination. It's a buffet, and you choose, and they choose what you want to believe it is. Okay, so the World Economic Forum, you had your carbon tax, okay? Carbon, it's 666, all right? So that's no surprise that we're being imposed that carbon tax through these nonsense, okay? Because they want to sort of like push this whole beast system on you, and it's nonsense. It started a long time ago, all right, with this nonsense, because 666, and then you saw it in this cult where they have 3 nails, and nails have to do with Vav, which is 6, and this here actually 666. So we can't believe that they didn't know it. Somebody must have known it, because they're putting it all over the place. All right, so we are going into the reveal. All right, now 666 has another meaning. All right, Okay, well, before I get to the other meaning, all right, we all know that pharmakia, okay, comes from the Greek pharmakia, which translates to witchcraft and sorcery. Oh, isn't that? If you do a little bit of research, you're going to find out that the word witchcraft also equals 666. So take a step back, ladies and gentlemen. Take a step back and let this sink in, all right? That is witchcraft. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. Well, he's probably a witch, anyways, or a druid. And you actually have the symbol of witchcraft inside your money system. All right? That's the symbol of witchcraft. It is associated to the number 666 through gematria. So, no surprise here. Also, yeah, there's one surprise. The Greek number here of supposedly the name of Halal resembles the word, the Greek number 666. That's no surprise. All this is made to confound people, to mix them up in their minds that there is something, this is just a verbal Sudoku created by people who know how to manipulate words to correspond to numbers and to symbols. And once you understand that, you understand that this is a hoax. The whole thing is a created hoax by occultists. And once you know that, you understand there's no beast system. There is only a bunch of people that know how to join the numbers with the symbols and the definitions. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's all made up. There's nothing holy about all this. This is just, all of this is witchcraft.